what's up? It's Ryan here from Tower Reviews, and today I'm going to be talking about what I think Apple is going to be doing to refresh their iPod Touch lineup. In front of me here I have the iPod Touch 4th generation, and so I'm just going to get right into it. Usually around this time we would have already seen the release of the new iPhone, but for some reason Apple pushed it back. Not exactly sure when they're going to release it. I've heard rumors that it's going to be somewhere around September, and that's sort of what I'm going with. Maybe August. It hasn't been confirmed yet. So obviously that's going to make this predictions video a lot harder than it normally would be, because usually whatever's on the iPhone, it tells you what they're going to do to the iPod Touches. So basically I'm just going to go with the obvious things that are needed on the iPod. Start out the display. Right now the resolution is fine. I think they need to keep that, but the size is starting to get pretty lacking. It was okay back in 2007 when the iPod released, but now with the new competition hardware manufacturers making 4.3 5-inch displays, Apple is really falling behind, and their display is looking way too small, and they need a bigger one to make apps look better and for an overall better experience with web browsing and just pretty much everything. That's going to be a definite thing that they need to consider. As for the camera, right now it's a very bad camera. I think it's like less than a megapixel or something like that. They need to bring it up to about, I'd say, 5 megapixels, same as what the iPhone 4 has now. And then they'll probably upgrade the iPhone 4 or the new iPhone to an 8 megapixel camera possibly. And they also need to add a flash, as that would definitely improve quality of photos. For the front-facing camera, I think they're okay with that. That should probably do for a couple more generations. For processing power, an obvious choice would be the A5 chip, as it's already been made for the iPad. That would give a lot of power for this device, and it would be able to run pretty much anything you could throw at it very smoothly. Another thing that would improve performance would be more RAM. Right now it only has 256 megabytes of RAM, so I'd say 512 would be the solution to improving the RAM. Apple always tries to make their devices slimmer. It's going to be pretty hard this year, but I've heard rumors, at least for the iPhone, of a teardrop design where it gets thinner as it goes down. Not sure the validity of this rumor, but it would be interesting to see how Apple could make this any thinner than it actually is, while still improving the internal specs, such as battery, which is the next thing I'm going to get onto. On the 3rd gen there was 30 hours of music, 6 hours of video playback, and on the 4th gen we have 40 hours of music and 7 hours of video. So it would make sense for them to improve it to 50 hours of music and 8 hours of video. As it is now, I find myself running out of battery pretty quickly playing games. Anything that really has a draw on the battery drains it way too quickly, and I think that needs to be improved. Back with the design of the device, I think they need to definitely get rid of this chrome backing or whatever it is, this non-scratch resistant back. They need to make it the aluminum, the brushed aluminum that's on the iPad. I've used a case since the day I've had this, and it looks like crap. So if they could get rid of that, that would make me really happy. Right now we have 8 gig, 32 gig, and 64 gig. There's a possibility of a 128 gigabyte model, although I don't really see a need for it, as 64 gigabytes will suffice for pretty much everyone. The software will be iOS 5, which Apple has already shown it. Leave in the comments what you guys think they're going to be adding to the iPod Touch lineup.